So many people displaced by war and nature that you may not have even heard about it. Next on Global Pulse.
Une pluie d'obus.
Debris rains down, a cloud of smoke. The Lebanese army pounds down Anar al-Barad, home to a Palestinian refugee camp.
France's TV5 recently covered these Palestinians displaced by strife in Lebanon. But they are only the latest in an unbroken line of refugees. The UN released a report in June, as described by Al Jazeera English.
The figures show the world had almost 10 million refugees in 2006. The increase is largely because of the Iraq crisis, which has forced up to 1.5 million people to seek safety in other countries. The Sudanese make up the largest African refugee group, with more than 680,000 fleeing to other states, mainly due to the conflict in Darfur. But the 2 million Afghans living in other countries remain the largest group of refugees in 2006.
In the Darfur region of Sudan, as the BBC reports, the greatest number of refugees are the most difficult to reach with humanitarian aid.
Huge swathes of Darfur are in danger of being cut off. Insecurity and government red tape largely to blame. Entry barred for the UN envoy himself as he attempted to visit a camp.
These are harsh conditions, and the Sudanese authorities are being blamed for hampering humanitarian help. So the challenge for the new UN envoy is to get guarantees of better access.
Refugees from Afghanistan, covered by Iran's Press TV, are being expelled from neighboring Pakistan.
Pakistan's government has decided to close 4 refugee camps near its bordering provinces with Afghanistan. The residents of these 4 of the camps will soon be sent back to Afghanistan as a part of new program to better control trouble-shared Pak-Afghan border.
Iraqis have only recently been forced to flee war. But as NBC News reports, the results can be tragic.
A few years ago, this area on the outskirts of Damascus was just desert. Now it's packed with dozens of nightclubs, each one with 50 to 100 young girls, most Iraqi refugees, forced into the sex trade to support their families.
The dancers are almost all teenagers with heavy makeup. Men, mostly from Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, shower them with cash. Dunya, a refugee prostitute from Baghdad in her mid-20s, told us some of the girls have been gang raped. She didn't want her face to be identified. God punished those who stole Iraq's dignity, she says, and we were shocked at how young some are. These are daughters of college graduates, engineers, doctors, and teachers, victims of war and victimized again every night.
Somalis from Mogadishu feel abandoned as well, as Al Jazeera reports.
A displaced people's camp in Bulahawa, southern Somalia. Poor, war and disease ravaged, many in the war-torn country live in such squalid conditions. Many Somalis believe they have been abandoned at the hour of their greatest need. Some aid has crossed in today, but it is not enough for all. Many will be turned away. They join thousands of hungry others trying to eke out a living on a frontier that offers little hope.
And in Sri Lanka, as China's CCTV reports, refugees continue to be displaced by years of warfare and the recent tsunami.
For many refugees, moving from one camp to another has become a way of life. Some who had to flee their homes due to the 2004 tsunami moved further into Tamil Tiger rebel territory, only to be driven away again by resumed fighting.
Since my 18th birthday, I've been displaced about 14 to 16 times. After the tsunami, we thought things would be stable, and then the war came again. Here we go again, back to square one.
This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Link TV is the only US network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries and diverse cultural programs. Programs which connect you to the world.